Hello everyone. In this fifth chapter, we will see how to insert links in our page, and in the first part, the links between different pages. Indeed, in the previous chapters, we have seen how we can add texts, titles, and lists, but, in general, a website is not composed of a single page. As a general rule, it will be created from a home page, which will give the basic information of our site, and there will be other pages with the various detailed contents. There will also certainly be links leading to other sites, images, files, or even to receive emails. We will see how to make these different links in this chapter. We are going to take the last code created in the previous lessons, which should be named test4.html, and open it in our text editor. How to create a link. All links will be made with the pair tag /a. Like, anchor, or anchor in French. To be able to function, this tag needs attributes, which will tell it what it should do. Remember, we already used attributes in our second lesson, with the tag meta. Let's start with the link to another site, or an absolute link. This type of link will lead the internet user who clicks on it to the site which will be defined in the link address. To do this, we must therefore know the address of the site to be reached, or its URL. Here's how it works. First, we need to place the tag pair a and /a. And, between them, the text that will be displayed for the link. Inside these tags, we will add the main attribute, href, which will define the page to reach. And, we will enter the full page address in the attribute value, like this. Here, I took the address of one of our sites already online. Remember, by default, the home page of a site is the page named index, so as it stands, this link would lead to the page named index.html of that site. We can, however, add the name of a specific page, which will force the opening of this page, and not the home page. So here is the basic principle, and let's see how to put it into practice on our site. We are going to add a paragraph at the end of our site, proposing to the net surfers to visit another interesting site. So let's add this paragraph first, like this for example. I intentionally omitted the link text at the end of the first line, because it will be created with the link tag. Now we will insert the tags a at the end of the first line, just before the marker br. In the opening tag, we add the attribute href. And we insert the full address of the site to reach as the value of this attribute. And, finally, between the tags a, we put the text that will be displayed as the link on our page. By default, this text will be displayed in blue and underlined, or in purple underlined, if you have already visited the site defined in the link. We will see how we can customize this link with CSS in the next chapters. Our link is in place, so let's save our code as test5.html and open it in our browser. At the very bottom of our page, we do have our new paragraph, with the link in blue, unless you have already visited the page, in which case it will be in purple. Well, we now know how to create a link to a known and already online page on the web. Now see how to create a link to other pages of our future site. Madam, I have a question. How can we create one, or many links, to pages of our site, since it is not yet published, and therefore, that we do not know the future URL address? That's a really good question, and it shows you've got the basics right. Indeed, for the moment, our site is exclusively created on our computer, and does not have a URL. But HTML will offer us the solution, with the use of relative links. That is, links relative to the current position of the displayed page, whether published or not. which means that our page is currently located in a folder X, whatever the initial position of this folder, either on your hard drive or on a server. For the moment, this page is named test5.html. We are going to create a second page, very short, which will serve as the second page of our site. So let's go back to our editor and open a second tab with our blank page already created, test1.html. Let's change the page title to Images. And let's add a short paragraph, like in this example. Let's save this code as images.html. Alright, our second page is ready, so let's go back to tab, test.5, where we'll add a link to this page. We are going to put this link in the list between the main title and the title of the first chapter in the content sublist, instead of the line, Images. So, to do this, let's delete the text present between the li tags of this line, and let's insert the link tags, the href attribute, and, as value, simply the name of the page to be reached, here, images.html. Next, put the link text between the two tags, like this. Save this code as index.html and open it in our browser. Indeed, the Images item in the Contents sublist is now a link, and if we click on it, our page will be replaced by the Images page in our browser. We can add a link in the Images page. To return to the main page, just add a link with the text editor, which will have as href the value index.html, since now our main page is called index.html, and we can therefore switch from one to the other using these links. Well, here it assumes that both pages are in the same folder. But we can also have the case that we need to go to a subfolder, or a parent folder. You will see, it is very simple. We are going to move our Images page to a subfolder that we create in our main folder, and that we will name, for example, Content. How to navigate from one to the other? Very simply. To go from a folder to a subfolder, just add the name of the subfolder, followed by a /, and the name of the file to reach, and to go from a folder to a parent folder, add two successive dots, the / and the name of the file to reach. So, we have to modify the link of our index page, so that it leads to the subfolder, Content, and the images.html page. Then save it. And the one in our image page, so that it leads in the parent folder, to the index.html page, and save it in the subfolder, Content, then, delete the Images page in the main folder. We can do the test in our browser, by opening the index page, then, by clicking on the link to the Images page, and returning to our main page. Depending on the configuration of the host browser, its pages either will be replaced in the same tab, or will open in different tabs, or either in different windows. When we make a link to an external site, it is preferable that this one opens in a new tab or window, whereas for the navigation in our site, we can remain in the same tab. There is a command in HTML which will force the host browser to open a link in a new tab or window. Know that it is not possible to force one or the other. It is the configuration of the host browser which will decide to open the page either in a new tab or in a new window. This command is an attribute that we will add to the tag a, and is called target, with the value _blank, _ being the name given to the lower dash. We can therefore add this attribute to the link leading to our other site, located at the very bottom of the index.html page, like this. Then, after saving it, we can test it in our browser, which when we click on this link will now open this page in a new tab or a new window. While browsing our site should always be done in the same tab. To end this first part, we will see how to add a tooltip to the mouseover of a link. It's also very simple to do. We're going to add an attribute of type, title, with the value of the text that the bubble should display, to each link on our pages, like this. So, in the index page, we will add this attribute to the link leading to the images page, with the text, see all images. And, with the text, see also our other site, in the link leading to our external site. And, finally, with the text, back to home, in the page link, images, leading back to the page, index. Once done, and our 2 pages saved, we can test this in our browser, noting that the tooltip, and its corresponding text, will be displayed when hovering over a link. We will see that it will be possible to customize this tooltip using CSS. We have reached the end of this first part of the chapter devoted to the various links. In the second part, we will see how to navigate inside a large page, and how to add links to emails and files. Thank you for your attention. Katerina and Patrick.